and welcome to Sports Tonight. I'm Cecilia Omogbe from our Lagos studio. On the show tonight, we'll be talking about the National Sports Festival. Is less than 3 months to the game. Is Ogun State ready to host the 22nd edition of the National Sports Festival? We'll talk more about that on the show tonight. And also, is the weekend? Yes, Liverpool and Arsenal will be in action this weekend. It's also the weekend of El-Clasico. Football, football, football. That's what we'll be dealing with tonight on the show. And also, yes, we'll touch down on the Super Falcons of Nigeria. They will be playing their friendly against Algeria. The first game will be at Ikene, that's the Raymond Stars Stadium, on Saturday. And, of course, the second one will be in Lagos on Tuesday. We'll talk more about that concerning the Super Falcons, their preparations for that friendly game. It's the first time the team is gathering after the Olympics. And, of course, the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup taking place in Dominican Republic, where Flamingos are getting ready to face the USA. Yes, the Americans started not so well at the group stage, but their final group game will tell you they kind of grew into the tournament, beating Korea Republic by 5-0. Why the Falcons started like a house on fire, but their last group game was by a lone goal. So it's all set for that quarterfinal clash between Nigeria and USA. And, of course, the NPFL will get our attention tonight. We'll review the match day 9. Most of the talking points, of course, Ahmed Musa still in the league, generating lots of attention, but they will be up against Nasarawa United this weekend. Yes, I'm not alone on the show tonight. It's a Friday, and you have Babajide Oreva right here in the studio with me.
Thank you, Cecilia. So we have, it's a big weekend.
Yes.
El-Clasico, Liverpool versus Arsenal. You want to enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, I want to enjoy the weekend. Yeah, it's a whole lot. But then we're going to be starting off with the National Sports Festival. Yes, we're going to be seeing pictures coming from the inspection that was done by the governor of the state today. Governor Abiodun, what he did today, he had a kind of inspection visit to the facilities that will be hosting the National Sports Festival. What came out from this inspection, from the pictures you're seeing on the screen, is Ogun State really ready to host the 22nd edition of the National Sports Festival? From what you're seeing, yes, they said by 12th of January, they will be ready to host. What do you think, Babajide?
I think they will be ready. It's still January, though we understand how Nigeria complexities and all that, but I expect it to be ready. And I see efforts are also being made at the Moshood Abiola Stadium. You need to look back history. The stadium has been built for more than 3 decades, and now we want to have the National Sports Festival. So it could, I hope they can fix it between now and January, when the National Sports Festival will kick off.
From the pictures, these pictures I'm seeing, the track has been removed, the grass has been removed, so they're trying to reconstruct the stadium again, not just renovation. This is reconstruction of the stadium, and it's the first time they're doing it since the stadium was built. I think like 30 years ago or something. But the governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, he's actually, confident that yes, they will be ready to host come January, and not just that, they want to host the best national sport festival ever, because for the first time they're going to be having a games village where all the athletes will be in one place. So 12th of January we will be waiting, but let's take a listen to him, what he had to say after his visitation. The two, I think there's a construction of 2 Olympic-side swimming pools is also there. There's the handball courts, there's the tennis courts, there's the football pitch, and of course the whole lot. This Moshood Abiola International Stadium. Well, let's see if it's going to be ready there, but he is optimistic that they want to host the best sport festival ever. But let's take a listen to him.
Impressed with the level of activities that I've seen at the stadium today. I have been to the location where behind the main pitch, Membo, where the swimming pool, the Olympic-sized swimming pool is being constructed, the warm-up pool, the tennis courts, the handball courts. And now we're here at the main bowl itself. We've seen that the pitch itself is being removed. The surface is being prepared in readiness for concrete work and then the eventual laying of the turf. The track itself has been totally removed. The drains have been opened. They're going to ensure that the pitch cambers enough so that when it rains, it drains into the drain to avoid what has happened in the past. I have pointed out a few things to them. We've seen what they're doing in terms of the scoreboard, the flood lightings, the VIP. I will review the final drawings of the VIP city to ensure that it conforms with what we have in mind. This stadium is probably anywhere between 30 to 35 years old since construction, and this is the first time it's witnessing such a level of reconstruction. I do not have a doubt that by the time this whole reconstruction is completed, this stadium will rank as one of the best leading stadiums anywhere in this country, and it will remain as one of our legacies. We want to have a world-class sports festival. It will be the first sports festival where all the athletes are in one location. There will be a games village. It's a reflection of our commitment to sports development. We believe that it's an opportunity to bring our youth together, to engage them, to occupy them, because we know that sporting activities is a channel which our youth are able to, it trains their mind, it disciplines them, it teaches them teamwork, it occupies them, it teaches them leadership skills. And all this is not lost on us. That is why we're spending a lot of time being very intentional about what we're doing here. And we are convinced that after the games have come and gone, there will be other individuals who will come and take a concession on the stadium, and it will become a sporting center of excellence.
Sporting Center of Excellence. I love all the things he said concerning the sports festival. I mean, from what he has said right now, I think my worry about if it's going to be ready, maybe right now it is reduced from like 90% to like 30%. Yeah. But then he said something that he wants it to be kind of a reference point to other national sports festivals. And also, after the stadium is fully reconstructed or restructured, there will be a concession. Simply means the maintenance will not be a factor. But two things I'm going to ask you concerning this stadium. First of all, we've seen the work being done, and they have less than 3 months to complete this for the sports festival to be ready. Wait and see if they can achieve that. Will they be able to achieve it? If they don't, will it be postponed from that 12th to a later date? And of course, can it also be a reference point to all other sports festivals?
Okay, so just like the governor said he wants this to be seen as the best national sports festival. I think he wants to create history. They won't postpone this. I strongly feel this will hold in January. Work is already ongoing. I know that by January, the National Sports Festival will kick off in Ogun State.
Because usually we expect for them to have like a test run. Will they have time to actually test, maybe do 1 or 2 or 3 competitions there before the sports festival? They may not have that time. Looking at the pictures, here.
Yeah, but you might be worried, but I can tell you, in 2-3 months, things should progress. We've seen how construction could be done here in Nigeria, and I strongly feel it will be ready. I don't even have any doubt. I feel
this is
in
the
January.
site for the swimming pool that you just saw. Okay. All right. Let's see. They still have time, right?
Definitely.
What's today's date? 25th.
Well, I feel it will be ready. It should be ready.
Well, fingers crossed. But for Ogun State, they will be having 1,000 athletes competing. Of course, they want to be they will be taking part in 27 sporting events. 27 major, and of course 7 non-compulsory sports, maybe demonstration sports. But it's a biennial event. Ogun State is hosting. We'll see what will happen 12th of January if it will start as it has been stated. So we're leaving the sports festival now, and of course, we'll talk about the Super Falcons of Nigeria. They've left Lagos. When they opened camp, the camp was opened in Lagos. They had some training sessions, and then yesterday they moved over to today, yeah, to travel to Ikene for the game against Algeria. That's where they will be playing that first one. And of course, we'll just for the Super Falcons. I mean, it's the first time we're seeing. We haven't seen the Falcons in Lagos for a very long time. The last time they played a friendly in Nigeria was Aisha Buhari, Cup. That was the last time. And since then, we hardly see them. But now they are in Lagos and Ogun. So you have two states, people in Lagos State and also those in Ogun State will have opportunity to watch the Super Falcons live on Saturday and also on Tuesday.
Firstly, when our administrators do well, let's thank them. They are bringing friendly match for the Super Falcons here in Nigeria. You know this must have cost lots of money and logistics as well. And now we are having Algeria here. Sad that they won't play both games in Lagos, but of course they will still be back to Lagos on Tuesday. The first leg goes tomorrow in Ikene. I love the fact that it's happening right there because the Remo Star Stadium is perfectly good to actually see the Super Falcons. Maybe I will miss the fact that Asisat Oshoala won't be in
Most
the
of
game.
The big names just have
yes,
6 or 5.
Yes, but however, you expect our girls to do the job. But aside the victory, you also want to see how they've been able to manage themselves even after Wildrum left and after the Olympics. So let's see the Super Falcons again and let's enjoy the girls here in the Southwest.
Okay, we'll enjoy them in the Southwest, Lagos and Ogun State. All right, let's just give you a confirmation of the time and, of course, the venue for that. Okay, the Super Falcons International Friendly. And, of course, Nigeria, yes, they're home. And you have Algeria. The time is 3 p.m. and it will be at the Remo Stars Sports Complex in Ikene in Ogun State. So we'll be expecting the Super Falcons to see if they can at least give Nigerians something to cheer about. But I don't know why we are having 1-0 here. I believe maybe Nigerians are already thinking. Okay, this is not what it's supposed to be. But of course, Algeria and Nigeria will be in action. It's the fixture we are talking about. The game haven't been played. And I hope it doesn't end up with what we just saw. Because Nigerians want to see goals. They haven't seen the Super Falcons for a very long time. They just want to see goals and see how it's going to pan out. Yes, it's going to be a whole new Super Falcons. That's what we're going to be seeing. And as you mentioned, you don't have the likes of Asisat Oshoala, but the captain, Rasheedat Ajibade, she's around. Monday Gifts, who Randy Wardrum rarely use her. She's going to have the opportunity to pair up with Rasheedat. You know, both girls played for FC Robo before now. The beauty of it is that you have like about 6 former FC Robo players are actually in this squad, which is quite, a kind of a good, which is a good one, for that club producing stars for the Super Falcons. And not just that, you have some players that have been called up for the first time from the home-based team. Maybe what the NFF is trying to do is to see if they can have a Super Falcons B, times when you have friendlies like this, that you can bring all the foreign-based players together, because some are playing the Champions League, and the traveling, also the logistics and everything. You can't bring the foreign-based players, everyone together. So it's also good that you have players here at home. Then you know that, okay, you have full complement of these players, and the ones that are close by, put them together. Whatever games you want to play, it's easier for them to do.
Yes, also, at this point, I think most of the players in the Super Falcons are already in the twilight of their career. So now we are beginning to face them off. Even if it's gradually, you need the fresh legs to come in. And now I like the fact that it's even Algeria, because the North Africans, they are also a very decent side. And I strongly feel that they will give the Nigerian girls a run for their money tomorrow. I just hope, I feel that of Tuesday will be better, maybe because of the fans in Lagos, but I strongly also know that in Ogun State, the fans are right there in Shagamu and Ikene to support the girls. So it's a good one, and let's commend the NFF. Since the Aisha Buhari Cup 3 years ago, the Super Falcons haven't played any friendly. And even before then, you rarely, I think it's about 5 years ago that we had friendly matches for the national team of the female national team. So now we have, and I hope, if they are listening to this, I hope subsequently we'll be having friendly matches for the Super Falcons. As
more
often
of it.
as possible.
You want to see more of it, and you want to see them in Nigeria. I think that's what you're trying to say, because prior to the World Cup, they had a lot. It's only before the Olympics that they didn't have much of the international friendly. They didn't utilize the FIFA window for the Super Falcons. All right, let's leave the Super Falcons and talk about the other girls. Talking about the under-17, and some of the girls you saw on your screen, Esther Oyenezide, I mean, they were products from that under-17, under-20, and now they are with the Super Falcons of Nigeria. That progression is what we all love. Now, let's talk about the Flamingos. Of course, they scored 9 goals at the group stage, conceded 1, 4, and, of course, 1 again. But right now, they will be facing USA. USA lost their opening game 3-1. To, of course, 2-time champions Spain. And then their second game, they beat Colombia 2-0. And the final group game was a 5-0 bashing of Korea Republic. That's progression that they had. Flamingos 4-1 the first one, second one 4-0. The third game was by a lone goal. Of course, they were playing against the host nation, Dominican Republic. Now, let's just put into perspective that game. We're talking about Flamingos and the USA. So you have Nigeria, USA. Of course, this is where it's going to be played at the CFC Stadium, and the Nigerian time is 8:30 p.m. And the other game also for that day is North Korea against Poland. And of course, it's that same stadium, CFC, and that will be after the Super Falcons, the Flamingos game. Then you have their game midnight on Saturday. Yes, this is what it is like. For you, Babajide, I mean, we saw how the Flamingos started. You know, we're happy against New Zealand, 4-0. Then the second game, Ecuador, and then the final game, our host nation. The way they started, I mean, high, and low. I mean, maybe they didn't want to put everything up because they know the Americans will be watching. They will go back to watch that game and see what they've been able to put up. But with the way the Americans started and the way they ended, are you scared?
No, not at all. The Nigerian, the female team, they've been fantastic. 9 goals already in the group stage. 4 goals in the first game, 4 goals in the second. Then they just managed. They won, and what a goal that was from Moshood against Dominican Republic. I expect them to go all the way to win the title. I don't think any of these teams will stop these girls. But you know, football, you still can't predict. However, it will be a tough one against USA tomorrow, and they need to watch out for this girl that scored two goals yesterday, Melanie Bacenas. That girl knows how to find the back of the net, and I hope our girls will, but definitely I know our girls will get the goals, but we just have to find a way to go past the USA, and I think it will be a stroll in the park for them.
Stroll in the park. I mean, that's daring. Okay, I think I love that confidence. Remember what happened the last time when we faced them in the third place match? Yeah, it wasn't like, was it third place? I remember we met the USA at this stage before, but the result hasn't really been pretty good. But we need to go on a break. When we come back, of course, we'll be hooking up with Bolarinwa Olajide from Toronto in Canada. We'll be discussing, of course, the El-Clasico, Barcelona and Real Madrid. Join us again. Welcome back. Here's El-Clasico. I don't know if it's as tough as it used to be, but then Babajide Bolarinwa Olajide is joining us from Toronto, Canada, to tell us more about this. What he's thinking about this El-Clasico. That fever that we used to have when it's coming, the time you have Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi and the big boys, I think is going down. I'm not feeling it at all. Babajide, are you feeling it?
Well, you're right. El-Clasico is not what it used to be, but I can tell you with confidence that El-Clasico is about to be El-Clasico again, with what we've seen from Real Madrid and especially Barcelona this season. They've been doing so well in La Liga. They have a near-perfect record, and they are also doing well in the Champions League. And, you know, you just reminded me of some years ago when we had Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. There was a particular time I was coming, I think I was moving at night around Oshodi, and it was almost empty. And in my mind, I'm like, I knew there was a game going on, right? But I was somehow on the road and couldn't catch up with the game. And I discovered that people were actually logged on to whatever devices or platform they want to catch the game, and they were busy watching El-Clasico. You dare not miss a match that involves Barcelona and Real Madrid when they had Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. You just had to be there. But after they left, the hype was very minimal. It wasn't as hyped as it used to be. But this year, I think it's coming back because Barcelona are doing well, like I said, and Real maybe have the biggest stars at the moment with Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., and Jude Bellingham. So they will be favorites, but we don't want to rule out Barcelona because they seem to be doing something special under new manager Hansi Flick. So I think you shouldn't miss this one. It's going to be spectacular. We should have another good game between two quality sides. And yeah, it should be entertaining like it used to be when Messi and Ronaldo played for either of the sides.
Entertaining. I mean, look, you mentioned, let me come to you, Babajide. He mentioned some stars from Real Madrid. I was expecting him to mention some stars from Barcelona because right now, if you check the table, they're top of the table, yes. 9 wins from 10 matches. Yes. It tells you a lot about how Barcelona is setting up this season.
Yes, just like Jide said, Hansi Flick has been doing something fantastic. And Lamine Yamal, this boy is just amazing, and you want to enjoy the game tomorrow. Also, Rafinha, I feel it will be a 50-50 game, and nothing to take away from El-Clasico. It remains the same. Yeah. It remains the historic. It still has a historic flavor. Yeah. Both teams have played 257 times. Real Madrid 105 wins, Barcelona 100 wins, and then 52 draws. So you know that it's not just because of tomorrow. It has a history. It has the stories behind it. So you will just want to enjoy the El Clasico. And the players also know themselves that, no, this is us facing each other. Vinicius, you expect it. Like I have always said, you know it's going to be a tough one. I'm only concerned about Mbappe. I feel, despite all the stories that he will step into Cristiano Ronaldo's shoes, we've seen that he's still struggling in Spain. Possibly tomorrow, he might really announce himself in the El-Clasico.
That would be perfect to actually announce yourself. I remember at a press conference earlier today, Carlo Ancelotti was asked if he was under pressure, and he said something about the fact that he's confident that he would actually bring something to the table. He will bring something to the table when the game is on. But there's something I want to ask you, Bolarinwa, which has to do with, you have Lewandowski, at Barcelona. Then of course you have Kylian Mbappe of Real Madrid, but he hasn't settled in so well. And of course you have Lamine Yamal, who can, who can actually disrupt every defense and try to weave around to always hold on to the ball and pass the ball. He's how do I put it now? He's influenced the Barcelona team and that of Lewandowski. Then you go to Real Madrid, you have Vinicius Jr., as you mentioned earlier, Jude Bellingham, and of course Kylian Mbappe. Where would this game be won? In the midfield or in the attack, or maybe defense?
Well, El Clasico has never been known to not entertain us, like I said. And the last time both sides played a draw was in 2019. And the last time that both sides played a draw at the Santiago Bernabeu was in 2011. So El Clasico is known for the attack. I don't think it's going to be about who can defend better. Okay. They both have quality players who can score goals and make things happen. Maybe the midfield will play a part, but many will say maybe Real are the complete team. They are the champions of Europe. They just won La Liga last season. But we shouldn't underestimate Barcelona as well. Babajide said it will be 50-50. Yeah, I think it will be 50-50 as well, even though I feel Real will be slight favorites. But I think Barcelona have a chance of going there and getting a win. Real are who they are. They know how to win games. Yeah. But I've seen them in the last couple of years when they face an equally stronger team. They tend to, go all the way when they are pushed. And I feel Barcelona will push them on the day. And you also said something about some of the star players that Barcelona possess. Well, key players for them has got to be Fermin and not forgetting Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal is their most creative player at the moment. When it comes to the goals, we can still count on Lewandowski. But another crucial player for them who hasn't started of late is Olmo, who they just brought in from Leipzig. He has that flair, creativity, and he can also score. So you look at all departments, you feel both sides are maybe equally matched. Even in the defense, I've been particularly impressed with Conde, what he's done at right back, and you look at what the team also does as a collection. It's a collective effort from Barcelona. They don't really depend on somebody scoring. All they do is get the balls to the playmakers, people who can dribble, people who can send the crossing, and Rafinha and Lewandowski are always waiting to get the goal. So they stand a chance for the first time in a very long time. If you asked me this question last year, I would have said, no way, it's got to be Real Madrid. But Barcelona have started the season so well, and they'll fancy their chances tomorrow against the champions.
Yeah, I love what he said about last season. I mean, they were trophyless, finished 10 points adrift of Real Madrid. I mean, didn't win anything. And this season, you have Hansi Flick coming in, former Bayern Munich coach, and also former German national team coach. And of course, the statement win he had, you know, just Wednesday here, beating Bayern by 4-1. He was in charge of Bayern when Bayern beat Barcelona 8-2. I mean, it tells you a lot. I think it's you remember that particular 2019-2020 season. So it's like he turned it around. Is that a statement win? Is it something you're sending a message down? Real Madrid also, of course, their game coming from 2 goals down to beat Borussia Dortmund, you know, 5-2. Tells you 4-2. That tells you how the way these teams are set up. Is it a statement win for Barcelona? Are we going to judge them by what Rafinha did on the field, the hat-trick he scored for them to be able to beat Bayern 4-1?
I just want to... Okay.
Let Babajide react first, then I'll come to you,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for tomorrow, all this will still reflect in tomorrow's game. I enjoy the fact that Hansi Flick understands that it's not just the tiki-taka game now. They play, Barcelona now play to get the goals. And just like Jide also said, tomorrow it's an attacking game. It's both teams definitely will actually want to launch the attack against each other, and we want to enjoy. Personally, I just want to enjoy. I don't want to predict. I actually feel it might tilt towards Real Madrid because of the form of especially Vinicius at the moment. And but I strongly feel Barcelona can also prove something right there at the Bernabeu.
Is it a statement win for you, Bolari, or you're going to react to it quickly?
Maybe not necessarily a statement win, but it's about be warned. We are here. We're ready to take over. More like from Hansi Flick. Yeah, the game was very open against Bayern. I didn't expect them to score that many goals. But what better way do you want to go into El-Clasico? You just defeated Bayern 4-1. The confidence must be high for Hansi Flick and his side going into tomorrow's match.
High confidence. Now, let's take a look at the head-to-head, and that will tell you how this game has been going. But first, just establish what you saw. Real Madrid, of course, hosting Barcelona at Santiago Bernabeu. That's where it will be taking place. Now, previous meetings, 255, draws 52. And Real Madrid has won 105, Barcelona 100. And goals for Real Madrid is 433. And, of course, goals for Barcelona, 419. And you have home wins for Real Madrid, 66. And, of course, for Barcelona, 63. Now, see how close this is for these two sides. But let's take a listen to Hansi Flick, how he's feeling ahead of the game. Of course, he also has something to say about Yamil Lamar.
In Germany, we also have some Clasico, they call it some Clasico, but it's not the same like Real against Barca or Barca against Real. So it's the Clasico, and I think everyone is happy, and they have to enjoy it. And to enjoy it, you have to work hard. And he's a fantastic player with the ball. You can see it in the match against Bayern. And I think also what I heard from Munich, for us it's also important that he improve also in the defense, and he's doing really good. The targets what you want to have, he do it really great. The idea, we want to press high and we want to take pressure on the ball, on the opponent with the ball, and we have to be closer, a good compact unit, and it's important. And we have too much. When we have too much spaces between the lines, it's not good. I believe in the team. We have a lot of quality without and with the ball. And this is what we want to see, and also, of course, everyone is playing or running for each other, and this is the most important thing, that we are one team who knows, okay, what to do, and also when we play together, then it's our biggest strength.
Playing together, their biggest strength. Abolariwa, we didn't want to predict. Babajide said no, so give me your prediction. He doesn't want to stick on his neck.
It's always tough to predict El-Clasico, but I don't want to be like Babajide, who is running away from predicting. So I'm definitely going to predict this one. I think it's going to end 2 goals apiece. That's 2-2. I don't think Real will do enough to win. I think Barcelona will be stable, they will be compact, they'll keep it together, and just like the manager said, they try to work together. So it's about the collective this time for Barcelona. So if they tidy their ends, cover players, match runs, stick together, I think they have a chance at Santiago Bernabeu. If this game was going down at Camp Nou, I would have tilted a bit towards Barcelona, but we know the record of Real Madrid at home. It's going to take something monumental to beat them. But sharing the points looks like a decent result tomorrow.
Oh, okay, for both sides. No prediction for you. So let's move on and go straight to, the English Premier League. And, of course, the biggest game for the weekend is Arsenal and, of course, Liverpool. But first, we're going to run through the games for this weekend, starting off with the Saturday's fixtures, where you have Aston Villa will be up against Bournemouth. Remember what they did to Arsenal just at the weekend. Brentford against Ipswich Town, Brighton and Wolves, Manchester City up against Southampton, and Everton against Fulham. That's the Saturday's fixtures. Move over to the games for Sunday. And, of course, Chelsea will be hosting a Newcastle United, Crystal Palace against Tottenham, West Ham and Manchester United, Arsenal and Liverpool, which is the last game for Sunday. And, of course, that's where our focus will be on tonight, Arsenal-Liverpool. I mean, some Chelsea fans in the newsroom, when we were doing production, kept saying that Liverpool needs to thrash Arsenal. And, of course, Arsenal fans are saying Liverpool needs to. I mean, I understand that because of what happened to Chelsea and Liverpool. But this time around, the Gunners have started so well. There's a little blip last week because of, Bournemouth. But if you look at the way Arsenal, let's start off with Liverpool first. With the way Liverpool have set up this season, I mean, a new coach coming in, Ancelotti, people were thinking the era of Jurgen Klopp is out, a new coach is coming in, they may not be able to pick up the way, pick up so easily. But it's as if he has never left. It's still the same Liverpool that we saw last season or 4 or 5 seasons ago when he was in charge. Yes,
we must give kudos to Ancelotti. First season in England, and he's doing, I want to rate him perfect. He's doing what, I don't think any manager will just come in and begin to make statements. And for Liverpool to take on Arsenal tomorrow, concerns for Arsenal because now they will still miss Odegaard, the captain, Saka also, Saliba also won't be available. So it will be difficult for the Gunners. However, I feel Liverpool, if you win this, then you are already going all the way, because by December, if you are topping the table with a number of points, then it shows you are already halfway. Yeah. However, it's going to be a 50-50 game tomorrow.
50-50. I think there's a lot of 50-50 game here. Valerio, let me come to you here. I mean, Liverpool, yes, I think they've lost just 1 league game this season so far after winning 7 in a row, 1 point lead over champions Manchester City. Of course, Arsenal 4 points off the leaders in 3rd. For Liverpool, the way they've started so well, what should we expect from them against wounded Arsenal on Sunday?
Well, I will always fancy Arsenal when they play at home. And crucially for Arsenal, if I learned today that Saka actually trained on grass, so he has a good chance of featuring on Sunday. So I'll fancy Arsenal always because of their form, especially at home. But without Saka, they look ordinary. They don't have Odegaard. If they don't have Saka, then you feel they won't be strong enough to hold or stop Liverpool from getting the maximum points at the Emirates. But it's very open, this one. And just like Babajide said, kudos to Ancelotti. We haven't really felt that Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool. It's plug and play. It's coming, and maybe he's even going to do better than Jurgen Klopp. They've only lost one game all season.
Yeah.
They've dominated matches. They're also doing well in Europe. So they're also coming with a very good form against a good Arsenal side. So this game is actually tough to call. But I think it will produce goals, and we may likely get a winner. And but I'm not sure. I'm not sure at this point. Maybe
You're going for another draw.
Yeah,
Are you going for another draw?
Yeah, I don't want to call it draw, but it could yet end in a draw. So maybe I'll just copy Babajide for this one. I'm just going to see it out. I'm not going to make a prediction.
It's hard, right? Let's just take a listen to the coach, of course, Arne Slot. He's going to be without Diogo Jota, who has scored 4 goals for them this season.
We all know that taking points from your competitor and nobody knows in this early stage who is going to be your competitor or your biggest competitor, but I think we all know that Arsenal will be one of them, and then dropping points against them or winning points against them, that is always important. So you're right that I think it was 3 draws and 1 loss last season. Yeah. So if Liverpool could have won all 3 of them, I think the league table would have been a bit different. But it's difficult to win in a way like against Arsenal, City, or all the other ones, but it's something we are trying on Sunday, definitely. Most games, almost all of them, maybe except for one, we dominated and controlled that for large parts of the game. So it helps if you dominate, if you have the ball, and your rest defenses in order that you then can concede. But I also like that if we have difficult parts in the game, or for a large part of the game, like we had against Chelsea, that the work rate is incredible not to concede. And that is something that's very important. And if you combine that with having the likes of Virgil and Ibu and the 2 goalkeepers we've used till now, that is probably one of the reasons why these 3 elements, why we haven't conceded that much. And then to be aware of the fact that we also have Joao Kwanzaa and Joe Gomez, who are in a good place when it comes to centre-backs. And the goalkeeper speaks for itself, I think.
You have fantastic players. You can't brag about them. But Arsenal, a lot of trouble because Bukayo Saka, Ricardo Calafiori, Jurriën Timber, these players are, of course, questionable ahead of Sunday's clash. Let's listen to Mikel Arteta talking about the injury worries and, of course, facing Liverpool on Sunday.
Obviously, we didn't want to be in that situations, but we are really lucky as well to have the squad that we have, to have the players that we have, to have the attitude that we have when it comes down to reacting against a difficult situation, and don't feel sorry for ourselves. Face it, we are a team that we know how good we are as well, and how difficult we can be for the opponents, and having that ruthless mentality in the team is something that I love. We're going to do our very best to somehow have them available, but obviously it's very, very uncertain. He needs some more tests. Yesterday he had some, today he's going to have some more, and from there we will know. Because last time as well we thought it was really bad, and he ended up playing 2 days after or 3. Again, it's the first session that he could have some involvement. He's been out for a while. We expect him to be further back where he is at the moment. Yeah, it's very good. Obviously, they are in a really good moment. They are in a great run, and you can see the touch that he's given to a team that was already very strong, but you can see his fingerprints on that team.
A whole lot of injuries. Now, we're expecting that these players may just be available, but then we know Martin Odegaard, of course, is still not available, yes. The captain. We also know William Saliba also. The card he got at Bournemouth, that 2-0 loss, he's not available. With the players available to him, I mean, will he be able to actually turn things around against Liverpool, who are currently on fire?
I strongly feel he might use Thomas Partey in the defense tomorrow, okay. Because they've tried him before, and because tomorrow you just have to come out against a very, very determined Liverpool side. I wish Arsenal the best, but it's going to be a tough one for them tomorrow.
No call for you. You're not calling the game, right? Oh, mine. I got 2 guests who are like agreeing on everything, 50-50, draw, no calls. All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed, see what these 2 teams can produce. Now, we'll switch our attention to the Nigeria Premier League, the most competitive league in the world. Will you say arguably? Yes, because you never can tell who's going to win the title until the final day. It's always, always very, very difficult. We'll take a look at the games. We're starting off with Saturday's fixtures for match day 9 of Nigeria Premier Football League. Katsina United will be hosting Niger Tornadoes. Of course, Benin Insurance will be home to Abia Warriors. That's the first 2 fixtures for Saturday. But for Sunday, that's where you have lot and lot of games. Nasro United hosting Canopilas. Enyimba will host Ikorodu City, who are on fire. How many goals have they scored in 2 games? It tells you a lot about this team. They are not smiling from what they did to teams like Rangers and Benin Insurance. It tells you these new kid in the block who were bottom when the season started, they've been able to up their ante, and right now they're struggling. They are, you know, on the upward turn. Heartland are home to Ramos Stars. Plateau United will also be hosting Sunshine Stars. That's for Sunday's fixtures. You have other games taking place on Sunday. Rivers United against El-Clasico Warriors, and Shooting Stars and Aqua United. Aqua United last season wasn't good, and this season is even getting worse. 1 win so far this season. Abolari, I'll start off with you. I mean, you monitor Nigerian Premier League. I mean, the good thing about Nigerian Premier League this time around is the fact that, yes, across the world, we can actually watch the league. Which one gets... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, okay. Well, we can watch it anywhere, which is quite interesting, and we really appreciate that. And the league is the toughest in the world. Like you said, I totally agree with you on that. We've had different winners since 2010. I think the last time we had a team doing the double was Enyimba. So yeah, it's really that hard to predict. But I think it's going to be another season where we get a new winner. And I've been particularly impressed with Ikorodu City, like you said. You know, newly promoted. Many would expect them to just, you know, try to stay in the league. But they are doing the most important thing in a football match, which is scoring goals. When you score goals, you have a good chance of winning matches and staying in the league. And we also know that goals are hard to come by in the Nigeria Premier Football League. But that's what they're doing at the moment. I was particularly impressed with the way they defeated Bendel Insurance the last time, 4-2. And they look strong when it comes to the attacking side of football. But I'm particularly rooting for George Finidi to do it again. He did it with him about 2 seasons back. He's doing it at the moment with Rivers United on top of the league. And with his expertise, his capabilities, and the way Rivers United play, they are one of the best attacking sides in the league at the moment. I think they have a good chance of winning it this year. And not forgetting the champions as well, Rangers International, who are also decent. And Kano Pillars, for example, who also have Ahmed Musa also scoring goals this year. So it's going to be an interesting round, and I'm looking forward to some good action again.
Yeah, looking forward to some good action. Just a quick one for you before we end the show. I mean, which one gets your attention, all these games, for this weekend? Okay,
it's going to be tough for Finidi George's Rivers United because El-Clasico, they've not lost any game this season, and if you watch Nigerian League, you understand what that means. However, one thing we are not getting to know is that the arrival of Musa and ex-internationals as managers has beautified the Nigerian Premier Football League. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, we have to go. Thank you so much, Babajide Oreva, for gracing our studio tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And of course, Bolariwa Olajide, thank you so much for joining me on the program tonight.
Of course.
All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Have a good night's rest.